Yo, it is I, Freeze Frame, and today I'm gonna be just making a video of, well, me trying to draw the character I have right now on screen. I just decided, it had to be done, and I thought, if you've seen the post that I've made, yeah, I do draw sometimes in my free time, but I mean, I've never done like a draw on camera in a while. This is like my second draw on camera. My first one, well, that was a long time ago. I did it mainly because I wanted to impress a YouTuber, but then again, it was a long time ago. It was most of the characters that I create, like sometimes I just draw because like maybe I have something on my mind. So maybe sometimes I think of like characters, and sometimes I just don't get any ideas, but then I just think of like something silly or something. It's something. Just letting you know now, like, if you can't draw but you wish to draw, and then this video like demotivates you. I've had videos where like I didn't want to draw because usually the person who was drawing on the video was like just a lot better than me. I don't know, like this one turned out to be my most favorite out of all of the drawings that I've ever drawn. And I don't get that feeling a lot. I really don't. So I guess like what you can get out of this is if you keep on practicing, maybe you can definitely you can hit a level where you're actually proud of drawings or something. I don't know if you feel the same way that I do, but I can definitely say I'm proud of this one. And some of the drawings that I make, sometimes they're not even original characters, they're from something else. But yeah, that's without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so I'm gonna be the narrator for today. I'm basically gonna explain what happens like throughout the thing so that you won't have to walk the path alone. So like usually I start with the head. Also, by the way, it cuts like forwards because there was a point where I was drawing and like I kind of paused it because my family walked in, and then I came back to drawing and then realized the recorder ain't even recording. And actually, like, there's only one other time where like it cuts and like there's stuff already drawn there, but I'll explain again. But by the way, so usually I start with the head with literally almost every character I draw, or like I start with the head most of the time. Most of the time, I think. Sometimes I start with the body because sometimes I just think it's easier, but I have not found a way. I've not found like the easiest strategy yet. But like when it comes to drawing bodies like of any kind, I'm usually like terrible at it. I like when I try to drawing symmetrical shapes is not really my thing, especially on paper and definitely not on technology. And I was drawing this mostly on paper because I don't really have I don't really want to use a drawing software because, well, I'm not used to drawing on a screen that has almost no friction. Almost no friction. I should say no friction. Because, well, these screens do not have friction. So that's why I usually stick to pencil and paper. Pencil because, well, if I make a mistake or I realize, oh my gosh, I just made the arm way longer than the leg, now I need to erase that whole leg, I can. Pencil and paper, not pen and paper. What? Okay, I don't even know why I said that. You know what? I don't even know what to say at this point. But yeah, at this point, I'm just working on the leg. I'm also using, like, for this part, since I'm using like some kind of thing on the computer, since I can't really like see any, like, I don't have any reference of like the bottom portion from like just the picture that I was given. I kind of use some reference from Google of like what protogen legs look like or what a protogen body looks like, just to get a reference of like this needs to look like this and this needs to look like that. Sorry for breathing in the mic, by the way. I cut it out to like something. You will see me like go back, like erase stuff and then go back, even though like I've already finished that part, because like sometimes I just realize, oh, that's asymmetrical. It's not symmetrical to the whole body, or it just looks weird, in my opinion. Like most of the time when I'm drawing, I usually find really asymmetrical edges, like a lot of times, where like one side of the body will be bigger than the other, or maybe like one leg will be bigger than the other, one arm will be bigger than the other. I just like symmetry. I just like having both sides the same size. But then again, I don't know. It's something that's my preference. But yeah, you'll see that happen a lot, where I just erase something that's already been done. So right now, we don't know why I erased it. I couldn't tell you why now. I mean, I can tell you why, because I was the one drawing it, but sometimes I do things for like, I just don't even know what I did now. Also, we are on the index finger for the left hand? No, right hand. The character's right hand. That one was kind of difficult because it's kind of separated from everything, and I wanted it to look perfect. But the thumb is the hardest one. And also, I realized at this point that the thumb is pretty close to the face. Closer than it is on the profile picture. I should have had that in mind, or I should have. This is like another of like, it's asymmetrical. It's not symmetrical at all. I should have fixed it or something. But yeah, the thumb was pretty close to the face. So at this point, I'm wondering like, what do I do now? Because I've already finished the other hand. And now I'm like, okay, where should everything go? Because, like, sometimes I just figure out, like, or sometimes I just get confused. I'm like, so how do I make this look realistic without looking like unrealistic or asymmetrical? Most of my problems are just like, oh, it just doesn't match the other side of the body. I drew this one side bigger than the other. That's most of my problems when I'm drawing. At this point, I'm trying to draw the torso, where... Alright, so at this point, I'm like, seeing a problem. In my opinion, the rib cage or something, or the chest was just popping out way too much. I wanted him to like have a slim waist. Sort of. So at this point, I'm just trying to like figure out what's going on. I can't figure out what's going on. And then I realize I'm looking at like the reference photo, and I'm like, oh, I need to add some fur to that. I thought fur was like the problem. I was like, oh, I obviously need to add a fur to that. But that was not the problem. We'll see. We just wait. Yeah, there it is. Where I erase the whole thing and then pull it forwards. Not pull it forward. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say, but I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I can't even. I'm not a good what is that called? Commentator. Goodness gracious. And also, the original profile picture doesn't really have the paw, or as other furries call it, bean. So I just added that to the one I'm drawing because that's what usually animals have. I decided to put a bunch of like detail, or make it look like he has like a bunch of fur on the middle part, because like the middle part is not metal. But at the same, but like I later realized that that was a mistake. I should have never done that, and I will erase it. Now I'm trying to draw the other leg. Now you will see, as of now, I am having very much trouble trying to get it as the same size as the other one. But just to be fair, in the reference photo, the one of the legs were lower than the other one, or it had like a perspective where like one of the legs were like more forward than the other one. But that doesn't stop me from messing up or making one of the legs like look way bigger than the other. And right now, I'm later realizing that I did not actually put the knees, the legs as the same height, or the knee parts as the same height. Trying to fix that at that point. Sorry, this is gonna be like just a yap session of me like just talking in the background, talking about a lot of nothing. Well, I mean, I am talking about how this thing was made, but at the same time, like, I'm not a big talk to you while I show you a video type of person. Alright, so right here, I try to like, the first time I drew the knees, I kind of made it like a straight line or something. You seen it, right? Before I erased it. It was like a straight line. I was trying to like make it a little bit curvier on the bottom, so then it don't look weird, in my opinion. But I was still having trouble with that leg there. I was like, it looked either bigger or just crooked. It looked messy, definitely. So I tried to like measure it up with the other knee. Tried to get it like at the same exact spot, but then later realized maybe I could put it a little bit lower than the other one to make it look like that foot is stepping forwards or something. And then like there I had like, you couldn't really see it, but there was like a line where it indicated that my waist was like, it just made my waist look way too small, way too thin. Yeah, no, oh my god, the character's waist. I said my waist. That's wild. Then I started fixing the face for no reason. I don't know. I forgot why I was fixing the face. And I start adding the layers like I was doing up there, like I just pointed with my pencil. I was adding the layers of like where it would be brown, light brown, then even lighter brown, because that like it almost looks white, but it's not at the same time. It's like it's a really light brown. That's why I used like a really light shade of peach for that. Peach, just making sure that you know that I said a fruit name, not, I don't know, I don't pronunciate very well. And then on here, I decided I would, instead of making my armor color or the metal color just like silver, I was thinking like maybe just like some blue or something. But then I was like, nah, I think I should put some stripes. So I decided green and pink stripes would be good. So I did that for all the armor and stuff. So yeah, at this point, I'm just currently working on like the coloring of the armor, or whatever it's called. It's not exactly armor, but I don't know. It's some kind of like metallic armor or something. I don't know. It covers the body or holds the protogen together. Alright, so at this point, I was trying to figure out, like, I wanted to keep, or like, keep that, galaxy effect on the mask, but I didn't really know how to do it. I mean, I knew how to do it, but I didn't have the right colors because I used blue. Yeah, I had some like dark blue, and I needed a bright purple, but I had no bright purples. I only had dark purple. So I had to use dark purple, unfortunately. I wanted bright purple so I can get that galaxy effect on the mask, but I couldn't. Also, I left the inside of the eyes white because I just do that. It would look weird if, in my opinion, it would look weird if the inside of the eyes were like a different color, like just some random color, which in this case, if I like put the whole mask in in the galaxy effect and put the inside of the eyes in the galaxy effect, it would look weird. It would be like some blue and purple stuff. And I wouldn't really like that, honestly. So on this part, I just decided to draw the fur. I decided to color in the fur. This is the part where I assume we start speeding up. I think. But yeah, the fur was like a really light brown. So I just decided to gently scrape the paper with a light orange. Not a light orange, peach to be exact. To get that bright brown color, light brown color, extra light brown. And then I used the peach again, but instead pushed it down hard to get the other color. I don't the light brown color, whatever. It's like some kind of skin tone color, it looks like. Then I start coloring in the arm. No, I don't. That was the fingernails. Now I do color in the arms. Then I start accidentally putting the colored pencil and mixing it with the lead from the pencil. And it starts making the color darker on accident. Yeah, other than this, we're almost to the end. Alright, so around this time, I realized that I need to draw in the shoulder pads. And those also have a galaxy effect. But the problem is, it's so small, so it's almost impossible to put the galaxy effect on those shoulder pads. But I made it work somehow. I don't know why I showed pink. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm really confused. Okay, so now I start doing the galaxy effect. I try to go like in between the triangle. Switch it out with the purple, get around there. I really dislike that I couldn't find a bright purple to make the galaxy effect. And that's probably the most impossible part, where the shoulder pad is facing against our eyes. Because that's such a small spot that you can almost like mess up, and it's easy to mess up, was what I was trying to say. Now I start realizing all that detail trying to put those fur was actually useless. So I decide to erase that and instead use this method, or give them like that effect. Usually, like most people who are creating their personas, they usually like do this with like the outside is one color and the inside is another. Then here comes the almost impossible part, because it's so hard not to like. It's so hard to color that in, but not like get the colors somewhere else on accident. I start shading that because I think there was a white spot there. I start putting shoulder pads or icons on the knee pads because I just think maybe maybe that'll make me different. On the diagram that showed what protogens usually need, there was like a big giant pad that was supposed to be the digital camera that had an icon on it. But I decided maybe I could be different by putting the icons on the knee pads instead. I decided to color in the ears for what exactly reason, I have no idea. Then I started doing the galaxy effect again. Honestly, the galaxy effect was probably the most. It was probably the most, like, just annoying part. I mean, no, because then you get used to it after a while. The most annoying part was actually the armor coloring. Because I keep on, like, switching back. But, like, there was a lot to color with the stripes. So maybe it was just a mistake on my part. And maybe I'll put this persona in, like, clothes or something, human clothes, to make it easier or something. I don't know. I started coloring that, whatever that fin is called. I started coloring in that because I guess I didn't color it in. Now I start doing the leg armor. No, I don't. Wait. Oh, that's the around the knee pad. Now I start doing the leg, mechanical leg coloring. Yeah, this part was honestly, it was kind of annoying. I didn't really like it that much, but it was worth it. Definitely. Yeah, on the diagram it said like there was a crotch pad, and the crotch pad was like one whole color, but I decided to like ignore that. Now I'm just gonna say it now. This would have took me about like 50 minutes, but it took me an hour because like my family just kept on telling me I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. So just letting you know. I mean, well, yeah, okay. So that previous thing was like just to let you know that like not all art pieces take 2 days or 2 weeks. Or like people expect it to be like a bunch of patience to get the best art piece. Sometimes you just decide to sit down and you just decide, yeah, I want to make this, and I got my mind set on this. I know. Sometimes you don't even need to know that it's gonna be great. Sometimes you be like, oh yeah, this might flop, but sometimes it might actually be good. So just tell me what you think about it. Honestly, I had a great time making it. I hope you enjoy too. Peace out. Also, I am recording this currently at midnight, 12 o'clock. Not 12 o'clock, but 12:30. I will see you next time.